I know you have a wife and a daughter. How has your decision to take a job altered once having a child? Has it?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a great question. Heather would be better at answering this one, but yeah, again, I think it comes down to um, there's a few factors involved, right? There's like, how busy am I? Like if I
Mm.
haven't worked in a couple weeks, like it might be worth just taking the job and we'll figure out the daycare option.
Right.
Um, but I think I think you end up being really conscious of what you're deciding to take on. You start to go like, hey, is this like, one day in, Orlando, Florida, like worth flying, for the tech scout and then be away for 3 days just for a 1 day shoot. I think you're starting to make the decision not for yourself and your career. You're starting to make it for your family, which has
Mm.
definitely taken some time for me to get used to, especially after the pandemic where it was like no one was working and it was just like couldn't wait to get back out on the road. I think also like now having a daughter, being on the road is a little different. It's not as, I used to love it. It used to be so fun
Yeah.
and it's still fun, but now I'm like, the days are shorter. I'm like, yeah, like get me out first flight. If I can fly the night of the shoot, get me out.
Hmm.
So I think that it just shifts in that way. But I think Heather and I have done a good job. We've been together since I started in this industry, and so we learned it together. And I think it comes down to very similarly like on set. You just communicate.
Yeah.
The moment I get a call, it's like the first person I'm talking to, before a DP or before a gaffer is like, I'm talking to Heather and being like, hey, these are the dates. What do you got going on? Can we make this
Mm.
work? If this is the money we'll make, do you think it's worth it? And I think some of those decisions happen before I even get to Heather, which is like, yeah, no, this creative sucks. I don't want to do this,
Right.
But I think, yeah, no is
Mm.
a powerful word and it will guide you well as a father, I think.
Mm. Can you kind of speak to having a supportive partner in this industry to kind of have your back during, because freelance is not easy, and she's, like you said, has been there from the beginning, and same with my fiance. She's been with me from the beginning, and I don't think I'd be where I am without her, not even close.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's so crucial. Yeah, I feel exactly the same. I know I wouldn't be. I don't think I would be in Los Angeles, honestly. Like I don't think
Mm.
I would have been able to get my shit together as a 24-year-old to move across the country alone. Obviously, people do it, but I don't think I could have done it. And Heather bought me my first camera. She had like this incredible
Wow.
job where she saved a ton of money when we first moved to LA. And I was just like, yeah, if I could just like borrow camera here and there, and I was making it work. And eventually she was like, what if I just bought you a camera? Like, and she bought me a 7D, which was like, yeah,
Sweet.
DSLRs were so popular at the time. A full out kit with like L series glass. And I thought I was like the coolest kid. And yeah, she's just been supportive in so many ways and a bouncing board for like creative ideas.
Mm.
I'm sure similar to you, it's like first person that's watching it is Heather. It's like, you
100%.
got to see
Yeah.
first cut. Like, let me know, like, give me that gut feeling. If it's not working, I know it's not going to work for anyone else.
Mm.
And there are other times too. It's like sometimes she's too involved and I have to be like, I get that you're trying to protect me, but I also have to like learn to figure this stuff out myself. So I
Mm.
think it's such a good balance, and she has a similar situation. She's a therapist. So she sees clients and clinical psychology. And so she kind of had to forge that path on her own, and she didn't really know anyone. And it was really nice to return that and reciprocate like the love and the support that I got for so many years, to be like, yes, you're incredible at this. Like what you do is like so important. And then help her too with the part of like, try to leave it at the office. Like I know that it's really hard.
Mm.
You're like hearing a lot of problems all day. Like let's find a way to like, you come home and you take a walk and just like shake it off, and then you've got an hour to yourself and
I
then you
love
come
that.
home, so yeah, I think like it's so great to have a partner in life that can
Yeah.
like understand what you do and love what you do and respect you. So
Amazing. I, want- I just thought of this question. I hope it's a good question. Do you think that, yeah, do you think that having a family has made you more ambitious for your career, or has your ambition changed but still has strength? I'm trying to phrase it in a way like prior to, having a child and, maybe even getting married, you're so focused on your career. But once you have a child, once you have a family that you're building, how does your ambition change?
yeah, I think obviously it's going to be different for every person. For me
Yeah.
personally, I don't think I've never been more productive. I think what happens
Mm,
is when I'm with my daughter Teddy, it's like it is so present. Like to a wonderful degree. It's like you are like you are on. Like don't even have your phone with you because you're not going to be able to do anything with it. It's just like it's such like a cool experience to just like see her like taking in everything at every moment. And you really will want to be a part of that. And so then I think what happens is the time that you're not with her, it's like just time that you have, and it's like, well, I better
mm,
use this time because I definitely can't do it when I'm with her. Like she can't be in the
right.
house and me do any work. It's just not possible.
It's just not happening now.
Yeah, and thank goodness for that, because otherwise I think I would just keep working, and then it's like, when do you turn it off?
Mm,
But I think the productivity, I've been so happy with it because I also think it just unlocks new levels of joy and
mm,
fear and compassion and empathy
mm.
that you didn't really feel before, especially
Do you
as
think
a
that's
dad.
changed? Do you think that's changed or impacted your style as an artist or your approach?
I'm sure. I think it's funny. Like a lot of directing skills that I had on set, I've brought to parenting. Like
Mm,
I've heard Ryan Johnson talk about that like being a director is like throwing a party and you want to be a really good host. But I think you could take it a step further,
that's a good
and you're
point.
throwing like a kid's party and you're the parent and you're just like, and I do not mean to disparage any crew members. Every one of them is valuable. But sometimes the communication, you have to get on people's level and understand where they're coming from. And I feel like I've taken some of those skills and taken it towards parenting. And the other thing too is like it's really essential that I have a lot of fun on set. I don't like a serious set.
Mm,
And even if it's not comedy, I think it's really important to have fun because what we get to do is so amazing and
yeah.
not serious at times, but also not serious. And so like that, I'm all about hitting the joy quota. And I feel like that is also really important to parenting because sometimes it can get really serious. It could get scary for kids. And so I think like making sure you're making space for that is important. But yeah, I think I've been really productive ever since she came along, and I thank her for that. Um, and I, it's not like I'm doing projects for her. It's just like
Mm,
she's kind of unlocking new creative potential for myself, which has been really great.
amazing.
Yeah.
Wonderful.